Hi everyone! I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. I am so excited that my friends at LAXRATZ asked me to chime in on the topic of the CIF Southern Section rule changes for this coming spring. Now, before I dive into my thoughts on this, I do want to say I'm really happy everybody is going to get to play, especially being a former coach in the CIF Southern Section. I know many of the kids that are still looking to play, and I'm really happy there's going to be lacrosse at all. So happy that that's happening. But that comes with a big but. These changes, as you may know or have seen, include the draw being taken away from the women's game. And that is a glaring change in and of itself, but what's even more glaring to me is that the boys face off. It's not that it's taken away and it's the same standard. The language says that they should consider limiting the changes. Consider it. And that makes zero sense to me, considering the boys face off is nearly identical. In fact, you might even argue that it's closer than the women's draw. So in the women's game with the draw, how it works, if you're not familiar, is that you're standing, I'm holding my stick at about waist height, the other person's across from me on the opposite side. We are not even like on the same plane here, unless we're drawing on the same opposite side, but even then it still is not right in front of each other. Here, when the whistle blows, it is on rare occasions, maybe like a third of the time, do you see the draw go straight up where both girls would be facing each other and trying to fight for the ball. And this is seconds, like probably no more than 5 seconds. And most of the time the ball is going out away. So then the whistle goes and it goes in opposite directions away from the players. So they are no longer even looking at each other for this. Even during the setup, it takes 15 seconds max, and that's it. Whereas the boys, they're down on the ground, incredibly close to each other. They're wearing helmets, but their faces are still incredibly close to each other. They're almost essentially wrestling with each other for much longer periods of time than the draw would actually be taking place. So that just makes no sense to me on a logistical perspective. I would definitely like some further explanation and clarification, because if you're gonna change the rules, I think it should at least be consistent. So I would hope that moving forward, maybe we can get some answers regarding that, or some changes in what those guidelines actually look like come season. Now, what's gonna happen if this is the rule? This is what it is. What's gonna happen? What does this look like? What are the good? What is the good? What is the bad? I'll just start with the bad because I always like ending with the good. Bad news is for the players that specialize in the draw. This is gonna hurt them a little bit when it comes to recruiting, simply because they rely on a lot of game footage to be able to send that out if they want to play on the next level. I think there are always going to be alternate ways to get looks, but that's a significant piece of it. The other part is for those players, where maybe that was their huge role of impact on their team. Well, now they have play less of a role on that team as well. So for those kids, that's going to be a huge adjustment and a huge challenge. With challenges come great opportunities. So, moving into the good, I think that's a good thing about it. If you're forced to work on other elements of your game, but it's definitely going to be tough. It's going to be tough too for teams who rely on that person to own that draw and take it every time and keep it in their offensive end. Now, counter to that, I think this season is going to get very interesting. You're going to have some new faces in the top tier competing because they're now going to get more opportunities to score. So I think there's going to be a lot of shakeups, and that's always exciting because just as a sports fan in general, I always find myself rooting for the underdog. So I love it when new faces get new opportunity. So I'm definitely excited to see how things shake out, and good luck to the rest of the teams. Again, I'm just happy that everybody is going to be able to play. I think that's the biggest thing. after what happened this past year. So good luck to everyone. I hope we get some clarification on these changes, but again, best of luck. Talk to you guys soon.